Here with Sam CHIPPECK beating Norwich 2-1. Another game where you don't come out of it completely convinced how the team's playing, but 3 points is 3 points.
Yeah, 3 points is 3 points. And before I carry on this interview, I do actually want to say something as a way to raise awareness. Yeah, knife crime, London. I unfortunately experienced it yesterday, or last night rather, because I upload videos and stick them on YouTube. It's just getting fucking out of hand. And now it didn't happen in this fan base. It happened actually, weirdly enough, with a Chelsea fan. But it's just CBA anymore, mate. I CBA for this shit that vloggers, that football fan media, fan cams have to go through. Honestly, like, how's it going to get any worse from this point onwards? Because I'm honestly dreading to think what could happen. You know, people have been assaulted, people have been headbutted. I had someone threatening to cut me up, and Niall Moran as well. And it really fucks with your mind so much. And I'm just saying now to those people there, just stop. Honestly, you're not achieving anything, and you're not doing yourselves any favours either. Anyway, back to the game. Yeah, not the most convincing of performances, but 3 points is 3 points. I'm glad to see that we're finally taking an initiative of capitalising when teams like Man U are losing right now 2-0, I think, unless it's still 2-0, all right. Chelsea and Arsenal got that draw. Good stuff. Just need Liverpool to do their bit with Wolves, and maybe we might be able to get a little bit closer to top four.
And in terms of today's game, we didn't exactly have the best of it throughout the game, especially in the second half. I thought Norwich played some lovely football at times, really cut through us. And when they equalised, it was pretty deserved, I felt. And how do you assess how the game went? Like in terms of, did you feel like we deserved 3 points today?
Not. Well, look, if I was a Norwich fan, yeah, I'd be gutted by the performance, but I'd also be pretty annoyed in the manner of how they'd have let in the second goal, our second goal. So I think we may have slightly got lucky, but at the same time, we did well to get the second goal, even if it might have looked scrappy. To be honest, I couldn't have seen it that well because I was actually looking, and there was like a crowd right in front of me because I was in the south stand today. But even after the second goal, I thought towards the last 10 minutes we did well to waste time, keep possession. I was very towards the last 10 minutes, I was very impressed with Lo Celso's performance. I thought he was a key player.
Is he your man of the match?
In terms of individual performance, I would say yeah. I'm happy that Dele and Son got the goal. It was Ryan Sessegnon, wasn't it, that gave the penalty away? Push. Look, he's coming back from a injury. He's coming back. He's come from a club that's in the Championship. I wasn't a fan of signing him previously, but you've still got to give him a chance. He's like, what, 19 or 20? I'm not saying that criticism towards footballers changes with age, but you've just got to understand he is playing with a complete different philosophy. He does need to take his man on. He does need to stop showing such a passive style of play as a left back. Just got to give him some chance. But yeah, Tangana missed today. I think it was something to do with fitness, I would say.
He was on the bench today. We did look pretty vulnerable at the back, especially when Norwich went forward. They looked like they could just cut us open at will and create chances, and we struggled to put in any sort of tackles in today.
We didn't look just vulnerable from the back. We looked vulnerable possession-wise. First half, Norwich were like, you know, pinpoint passes. There's players there that I would love to see in a Spurs shirt. I mean, we're without a striker. Pookie. Loved it. What's the name of the blonde kid? Bennett? Cowell, sorry, not Bennett. What the fuck was I thinking? Yeah, he is decent as well. Norwich don't really play like they're a team that sit 20th. It's quite weird.
With a lot of confidence. Going back to your first point about the whole fan channels thing, I just want to touch on that a bit. Do you think clubs can do more to stamp it out of the ground, or is it something that fans are going to have to do themselves? Because we've experienced stuff like that for sure. You know, even inside the ground, we've had not often, but it's happened. And it's, you know, as you said, it's happened at other clubs as well. Especially recently, something seems to be happening where fans are starting to take more action against it. Do you think clubs can do more to do anything?
If I have to play the devil's advocate, I think what a club is going to say is that everyone is entitled to an opinion, and I respect that.
And it's not an opinion when they take action.
Let me finish. People are going to think. It's like, how do you distinguish the fans that just might say, oh, I don't like what you do, and then the fans that assault you, and even, God forbid, the fans that would dare to stab? Yes, I think the clubs could do better, but I kind of also feel like the clubs have sort of got their hands tied because they don't want the fans essentially turning against their own club over vloggers. So I feel like when I'm playing the devil's advocate, sometimes the hands of the club are tied. But at the same time, though, it's just fucking pathetic because that guy that threatened to stab me and Niall Moran, he was 2 minutes later chasing us to the security with his phone like this and filming us. So the whole abuse that vloggers get, the whole abuse that football fan media lot get, is just irrational hatred. It's jealousy. It's just something to like try and get some likes and retweets on Twitter, and
it's essentially the same thing in a weird way.
Essentially the same way, except if we are terrible for what we do, they are even worse because they're doing a fucking spectacular job in finding any opportunity to turn a club or fan base toxic. And they say that we need to get kicked out of football. They say that we're the ones that are problems with the 21st century. I get it. You know, football atmosphere is dying out. Tickets to Premier League games is rising up by 500% in the last 10 years. But at the end of the day,
problems and fan channels.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, yeah, we pay our money for our tickets. We don't get any VIP access. We don't get any free tickets. We don't get any of this bollocks. I know the answer. Who needs to be kicked out of football? It's fucking mugs who think that they can kick us out with bullying tactics. It ain't gonna work.